If I feel like you're going on too much, it's fine, because I've developed a new tool for this podcast, which is the drill of censorship.
I don't hear anything. No.
You got drilled, boy.
Fact versus fiction.
Does he like Judas?
Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be the Zodiac Killer.
You've got the shovel. Go on, Trooper.
Child abandonment is a fun plot device.
Back away, I've got a circle of sin and I'm not afraid to use it.
He's a drug dealer. Oh, no, wait, no, it's worse. He's a theatre major.
It's not awful so far.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Fact versus Fiction, the only podcast that shoots your girlfriend's cousin. I am Tom J. I am one of your hosts for this glorious Fiction Week. And joining me, as always, is the other Fiction Week host, Corby.
Yo, what up? Here on this podcast, we remove 99.9% of fish bones.
So you've clarified it from the bone to fish bone.
Oh, Matt's still here.
And
so.
we have our
Yeah, Matt's still here.
Fact Week compatriots, John.
Hi, I'm John. I just want to say we cannot legally promise that this is the only podcast that will shoot your cousin.
Honestly,
I'm sure
I didn't
someone
get
else
the
will.
reference. I didn't get the reference until about 5 seconds after you said it. I was like, what? Oh.
And of course, we also have Matt.
I would like to ask for your forgiveness for near-death experience.
Forgive me, Father, for I have shot my cousin.
But it's Texas, so it's
That
allowed.
was literally the last episode, wasn't it?
No, David got shot weeks ago.
No,
I meant forgive
it's
me,
forgive me, Father, because I shot my girlfriend's cousin.
Yeah, that.
How many people
He did go to the priest. Yeah, that
Only
is
one!
true.
Oh, he did go to the priest. That's true.
So far.
Only one person has been shot on screen.
For now.
Death is
Oh yes,
implied.
hundreds more have died.
Hundreds of thousands.
Oh yeah, there was a massacre that happened right before the first episode, but it wasn't relevant to the plot, so I didn't.
Oh, that's
include it.
Ilkley actually looks like Silent Hill, but...
It was all world building, but there was never a good time to bring it in and mention it.
Oh yes, bloody. Was it? Is it Ben? Yeah, no, Simon. Whichever one. No, Ben was it who came from Ireland.
Yes.
It turned out it wasn't
Yes.
Ireland. It was Vietnam.
Vietnam.
He's just got
Still
the bus with his bag and his dog tag.
At 14.
He wasn't in it. He was just a really heavy reenactment.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, he wasn't taking part, he just happened to also be there.
It was an interesting sabbatical.
Anyway, Matt,
So Matt, you have a question.
Yes, I do. Based on the very close brush with death I had about, 10, 15 minutes ago now? What is the most ignominious way to die? I don't mean dumb way. Like, when you find out how somebody dies, I was like, oh, that's just a really shit way to die. Mine being that I nearly choked to death on a crumb.
singular, by the way, people.
Singular crumb.
What was your cat there? Did your cat just watch you almost die? Because I really
You should have heard me coughing. It was like a cat throwing a hairball up.
This is the very
Pretty
back.
much. I've never made that kind of noise before. I will not re-demonstrate.
That
Yeah.
issue when you've got to shift one crumb from your lungs and you don't know whereabouts it's gone.
It wasn't even. It was just like sat near the top of my entire body. Just went, what is this?
Wrapped around like a ping pong ball. No. God.
To my votes for crumb death, not to be confused with choking on Victor Crumb, which is a crime of passion.
I don't even know who that is, so
Know where
sure.
that came from.
Someone's been on AO3.
I think I was listening to a
Flash Harry
podcast.
Potter fan.
There was a podcast taking a piss out of them. Oh.
I mean, like, if I was to go, oh, that was it for death after nearly dying as a child, falling down the stairs.
Oh, that is a bad way to go. That's just like, you failed as a person. You just failed to walk.
I have fallen out of a couple of attics, and that's not fun.
How many attics have you owned?
How many houses have I owned?
I think, statistically
Not, I'd
speaking, that is
assume.
more
No.
than the average amount of attics to fall out of.
Exactly. No, the first time was 2 meters under concrete. That wasn't fun.
Yeah, you could have been
No.
fucking...
A lot of times I go, I didn't die. That's good. And I just seem
Your
to
first
bounce,
thought
which is
should
really
be,
lucky.
can I still feel my legs?
My first thought was, ow. fuck.
That's fair.
I'll be brutally
That's
honest.
That makes
That
sense.
was my first thought for like 30 seconds. And I just stood up and was like, I'm fine, great, that's good. Ow, off I go.
The fact that you stood up was a good sign.
Yeah, it's like stands up, it's like, I should probably check if all my limbs work. No, falling down the stairs is just the shit way to go. Like, that's just, you've somehow failed to walk. Actually, falling over in general. Like,
As a child, I had a fear that I would like take a can from a stack of cans in the supermarket and they'd fall on me and crush me.
like in the classic one where you've got a stack of
Yeah,
cans and you remove
like in
one
the
and all
cartoons. Yeah.
2 points.
I don't-
How often do you see a stack of cans like that?
Never in
Yeah.
real life have I seen a stack of cans like that.
I've seen it in a Canadian supermarket. I was like,
I was gonna say, you've not been to a
this is it. This is the
I'm
place.
assuming
the
it's an
moment.
American thing.
Two,
Also,
Tom,
I've
you should
seen
learn from
that.
playing Jenga
Spoiled
that you should take from the safe spots.
Also,
Okay.
side
the
note, but I
the
don't
trouble
know.
with cans of beans is they don't stack like Jenga blocks.
I'm gonna say, side note on a similar tangent. Has anyone seen The Young Ones from, like, the old comedy
I've
series on
seen, like,
BBC?
every-
I've seen
I
one
love the young
episode of
ones,
it.
yeah.
So
Fail,
if you've
right?
seen one
Oh,
episode, you understand the gag where they open the cupboards and everything falls on them.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's
seen
also a
that-
shit way to die.
that isn't just a stupid flat, though,
There
is
is
it?
that.
Yeah,
There's
that.
that meme where it's the glass door to the cupboard and all the plates are in the cupboard, but they're stacked
Oh,
on
yeah.
the door, so you know if you open that door, the
Yeah.
plates are coming out.
I'm gonna be real honest.
Yeah,
Since it's a
Telling me to
glass
open up,
door.
and it's just that bit, yeah.
Since it's a glass
Yeah.
door, I'm surprised when it got that state it didn't just fucking shatter. But
No, it's a very tough piece of glass.
It's that kind of thing where you see someone must have done it and it's gone, ooh, and they're just like, I'm not going to tell anyone. I'm not going to tell. Just-
That's future me's
even
problem.
though they all could see it, I'm not gonna tell anyone.
It reminds me that meme of a VeggieTales episode we were forced to watch in school,
Which one?
where I don't know the name of the episode, but what happened was, to the best of my memory, the tomato was stacking plates in a cupboard, and one of them was like the leak's favorite plate or something. Then he stacked them wrong, and then the favorite plate fell out and smashed. And then some third party was involved and told him to lie about it. And then he kept lying, and the moral was don't lie.
I'm sorry, Corby's reaction.
I'm just sat over here
think
mouthing like, what?
I think I figured out mine. I'm not sure if it's the. I think it's just
Oh.
the. I think mine is like. It's very specific. It's like, say you're in a trapeze artist in a circus, right?
Yeah.
And as you, and you're going for the big flip where you kind of swap ropes with someone that's at the other end.
Yeah.
But you have say some sort of horrible blood clot or something like that, and you pretty much instantly die. But you're still in the middle of the trapeze act, so you just get flung across into like the crowd. And I'm just thinking this to just a drum roll as you just cannon into seats. Just like just like
I don't think that's just the
Into the middle of the-
death. That's pretty
Into
good.
the middle of the
Blood clot's
band.
bad. But the resulting everything around the blood clot is brilliant.
oh wait, no. Oh, I thought you meant worse death. I didn't mean near. I thought you didn't mean near death. Okay.
No. But like blood
Just
clot's very.
So John's implying that having a stroke on a trapeze during mid-trapeze act is a...
I mean, if that's John's idea of a boring death, what's an
No,
exciting
you
death?
didn't say boring. You said ignoble, as in the most
Ignoble,
humiliating kind of thing.
Blood clot, I get, but the resulting thing you described around it just makes that death better.
I know, but that's all you're going to be. It doesn't matter what you
He's that
do. Right?
bloke that died mid-swing. But that's like
bloke
saying
that-
he's the bloke that had a turtle drop or a tortoise dropped on his head. I think that's a pretty good way to die. No one else can claim that.
Yeah, that was a famous Greek philosopher who I forgot the name of.
That's why you should never go bald, kids.
Like that one episode of
least by
Sherlock
choice.
where you throw your own boomerang away and you look away distracted by something and it comes back and fucking snaps you in the neck.
There must have been one Aborigine who got killed by his. Wait,
Yeah, that is
Almost certainly.
yeah.
I was just imagining you throwing Jai Courtney's Captain Boomerang away and then him coming back screaming cunt.
My neck has been broken by the fact that Jai Court has landed on me in a boomerang-like fashion and broken my spinal column. Anyway.
Oh,
God. He does feel like... I mean, I like him, but at the same point, he does feel like... We can't get Tom Hardy, I guess we'll get that guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I
like him. Some
I haven't
stuff
liked him in anything except for Captain Boomerang in Suicide
he's-
Squad.
which is weird because
He
Suicide
held
Squad
that fucking thing together. He held it together.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
my favourite part of that movie.
Yeah.
That says a
I feel
lot.
bad. I feel bad for the guy who played Slipknot because he's this expert climber. He's got all good ropes, and literally the only thing you see him do
It's
is
Clive.
immediately hit a woman in the face at the
yeah.
first thing you see him, and then he just dies brutally afterwards, and that's it. That's all he's remembered for. Yay! And so
I'm sure he's got a great run in the comics.
Like the band.
He had a great run as a very successful artist in a metal band.
If he could have man who could climb anything, he should have just become a window cleaner.
He climbed the charts
He
He
climbed
when
did.
Psychosocial came out.
at least he's not Kite Man.
It was
Kite Man.
was a good day when We Are Not Your Kind reached #1 in the UK.
I'm sorry, but in my head I've still got bang. Just
Why did I instantly, when I started doing the trumpet one, why did I want to break out to Careless Whisper?
Because Careless Whisper's great.
Temptation
He's
is
dead.
always
Play-
there
play-
when you
play something sad and just like
miming
Careless
brass
Whisper comes
instruments.
on. Careless Whisper to a circus theme track.
Careless Whisper, but it's a circus. Circus
Careless
Whispers.
honking of it. Careless honking.
Oh God, please, Tom, take us away from circuses.
Speaking of a circus,
No, I said
let's
take
talk
us
about
away
One
from the
Small
circus.
Town.
Take us away from the circus, I said.
A metaphorical circus. Well, before we actually begin, I'm going to write a word down on this paper, and I believe it's going to be an emotion that at least one of you will feel
Hate.
at a certain point.
Hey! Cringe?
I don't hate. I just
John.
disgust. John is not an emotion. No try.
The
I
emotion
feel like
of
you-
John.
John's not an
I feel
emotion,
like
it's
you
a
are in
state of
constant
mind,
state
Matt.
of John. John is a state of mind.
Not an emotion, but definitely a mood.
I've been out Johnning today.
I feel like that's an actual thing. Please don't
I
say
think
that.
it is.
Yeah, I
It's
think-
almost certainly a
That
That
sex.
does
sounds like
sound like an
sexual
actual
thing.
existing slang. Anyway, as it is Fiction Week, the first half of this episode will be the first half of One Small Town, Episode 7, When Secrets and Promises Break.
Oh, we're fucking only on episode 7.
Yep,
Just
this
fair
shit's
enough.
too
Getting
core,
through
Matt.
it, we're grinding through it.
This is too core. We're in for the long haul.
You have to remember we get 2 every month and a bit, Matt.
Previously, on One Small Town, Simon warned Ben to stay away from Elliot. Elliot and Ivy were having relationship problems, but they got over them after their parents decided to intervene,
They had
thus giving them a
intervention.
common
I
enemy.
forgot about intervention.
Yeah, it's just that was
Just
sad.
the worst parents in the world.
Remember, the voice acting was fun. If
Oh.
I remember right.
Oh, yeah, we did some live reading.
You did.
Ben, at Mike Ethan's suggestion, decided to join the school football team.
Oh yeah, he tossed
Simon,
off his
while
date
drinking
from
in the
memory.
street,
Oh,
got in an
Well, you
argument
did-
with
Not
I'll
in
say that
way.
again.
Matt-
Simon,
Matt-
while drinking in the street, got in an argument with Amy, and last we saw Simon, he sat down in the street, lay down, and closed his eyes.
Because he was drunk. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she thought he was the one
Because he
sending the
was
death threats.
Wasted.
Which
Oh,
is
yeah.
the,
That
which
is
after editing
correct.
the last episode is the second person she's accused of sending death threats to her. So
Bert
Yes.
and Jenny.
Who else could it
She
be?
has accused
Not
both
the man-
Amy, both Jenny and Simon.
Who's the man?
both
Who
wrong.
could it possibly be? Not the man with obvious grudge against me, who I punched in the face and twice and shoved him out for
Twice.
school. No. The last one I think was bleeding. Or
it's
something.
definitely this weird ghost horseman.
To be fair, I mean, I would blame the weird ghost horseman, but that's because I'm a massive xenophobe at heart.
Well, at least you're honest.
For legal reasons, let's say that
Rest-
John is joking.
For legal reasons, the rest of us aren't.
I voted Labour.
What? What's
Oh,
that
wait,
got to do with
that doesn't help, does it? No. Anyway.
Oh, Oh no!
Anyway, no, I'm not. But anything I say now to defend myself makes it sound like I am, so I'm just gonna shut up.
Quickly, get the censorship drill out.
There's one
Okay.
imposter among us.
Goodbye. I'm just gonna mute myself. Good luck.
Scene 1. As Jenny is walking along in the morning, this is Saturday morning, she finds Simon dozing in the alley behind the Crescent Hotel.
LA.
The alley.
It's a French
Hello.
alley.
Dozing in the alley.
It's not really an alley, more as like a parking area.
Matt,
Kind of an alley.
let's not argue semantics about what the fucking alley
Are
is.
the French winos champagnos?
What?
The French
Winos.
winos champagnos.
Yeah.
To which, no, they
Well,
have
the
many
bit that
kinds
goes-
of wine.
So Simon's in the alley.
So, yes. Jenny finds Simon in the alley. It sounds like the start of a shanty, doesn't it?
Simon's in the alley. Simon's in the alley.
Bizarre
Drunk-
rendition of Bully
Simon in the alley.
Jenny found Simon.
Just a barbershop quartet like it comes to bully him and like, oh, drunky in the alley, drunky in the alley. It's like, leave me alone.
There would be a lot less alcoholism if that was the case. If every time you got completely
Or just
wasted,
a
you got
shanty
bullied
crew.
by a barbershop quartet.
The barbershop
drunk as
quartet's out
fuck.
again. Run, guys. Just being harassed by 4 of them down the street, just singing about how you're badly dressed or your clothes are too baggy. You're being mugged by the quartet.
Oh, you're drunk in an alley. Your kids don't love you no more. No more.
Simon doesn't have any.
I know.
Exactly.
That
I
we
know they
know
moved
of.
on to the next
No,
one.
he
anyway.
doesn't.
There's just like a queue of them against the wall. Like all drunks that are found in the street get moved to a specific location, and the quartet moves down them one after another.
For a split second, I imagined a barbershop quartet having. I know they've got the member with the going to hit the really deep notes, but I imagine they had one that just a really high pitched voice on the other end of the spectrum for a second there.
The falsetto singer.
We should do that.
So-
That'll solve it. Right?
We should do that. That would solve everything.
What? We become the barbershop quartet that assaults people?
We
Oh,
can't sing.
I can hit some low notes, but not low enough. I don't think anyone here's got a high enough voice to do the
No.
other ones. And also,
I
we
don't
just
have
can't
much
sing.
of a range.
Twice. And somebody willing to sacrifice.
I can't sing, but I will, is the way I would describe my singing voice.
Yeah, that's a trooper.
That
yeah.
sounds like you're about to torture someone. I can't sing.
Now
but
listen
I
here,
will.
pup.
is that
I
a promise?
can't sing, but
Is
I
that
will.
a promise or a threat? Yes.
Yes.
Ah. So, Jenny recognizes Simon, and he hears her say her name. He wakes up, hungover, mumbling somewhat incoherently about his scant memories from the previous night. What he does manage to say clearly is, "I hate Amy." This amuses Jenny, and she offers to help him recover from his hangover and get him a coffee.
Is
Nat
Simon
20
the
speech
one
check.
that
Yes, Matt.
What was that, Matt?
Simon the one that fancies Jenny.
Yes.
So getting drunk has worked out for him.
It's worked out. Yeah, I will say, while
Like
Jenny
kids.
is concerned that Simon seems to have spent the night sleeping in the street, she's not nearly as concerned as she should be. Though she does assume that he was out drinking with Ben and Elliot.
Well,
She's half right.
Which,
what time did Simon fall asleep?
oh,
Like, because I was
The-
imagining this
the
happening. in-
evening. It was nighttime.
It was dark, and thus.
Full
So
of terror.
Probably. Well, look, we've agreed we shouldn't dissect the timeline too much, otherwise.
You've agreed.
otherwise-
We haven't.
I haven't
We've
signed
agreed.
any waivers.
We have? When did we do this?
Heat stroke special. No one's watched it, so. Yeah.
So, the two of them do go to Costa Coffee. Simon
Not
leans against the wall,
sponsored.
kind of head in hands.
Coffee shops are.
Uh, and Jenny sees someone else sitting at the outside table. She sees Rachel there on the outside table.
No.
On the table, there are 2 coffees. One is in front of Rachel, and one is in front of an empty seat.
Oh,
Cool.
it's meant to be Ben. Wait, hang on a minute. Ben and Amy's date was the other. I'm confused. My brain.
Are you
hurts.
confusing Rachel with
Rachel,
Amy?
Rachel is Simon's
Yes, I
brother,
am.
isn't she?
I was very confused.
Rachel is
Simon's
Simon's
sister.
sister.
That's what I
Yes.
meant. You know what this means, lads? Harry O'Daniels isn't actually real. That's who she's with. Don't you get it?
Simon just gets dragged past her, and you can just hear him drunkenly going, "I fucking knew it."
So
I see.
Jenny says hi, and Rachel says, "I don't want to talk to you."
What did Jenny do to Rachel?
Jenny is. Amy and Jenny don't like each other, so Rachel sort of
By proxy doesn't like her.
By
either.
proxy doesn't like Jenny.
Rachel was the one who dumped her best friend at her house with a concussion to go bang the new strange from Ireland. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'll remind you at this point, Jenny is the only one who knows. Oh no. Also, Elliot knows that Rachel took drugs at the end of summer party.
Oh yeah.
But Jenny actually saw her take them.
And he saw her give a big old huff.
I do love the idea of Rachel being this kind of like hypocrite. I can't believe he's drinking. That feels.
Oh. So Jenny asks Rachel who she's here with, and Rachel says her boyfriend, Harry O'Daniels. Jenny asks, "Is he inside?" Rachel, frustrated, says, "No, he's right here," waving her hand at the empty seat.
Wait.
It's a fake out.
The emotion that I wrote down
There's
on the piece
vindication.
of paper is vindication. Because I'll tell you now, early as episode 3 of One Small Town, I think 6 of the podcast, Matt called it word for word. Harry O'Daniels is a
Doesn't
figment
exist.
of Rachel's imagination.
We all joked about it
Caused
from
by
like
the
straight at that
drugs
point.
that she took at the end of summer party.
He's still going.
It's a long-term
Worth it.
effect.
Fucking
A long-term side effect, rather.
Is that how drugs work? I thought you had to take them repeatedly to get to that
Not,
stage.
not usually, but I guess
I will
David
also say-
knew where the good shit was. We shouldn't have killed him. Yeah.
This is not accurate.
I was gonna say.
This is not an accurate representation of
called it
how
like
drugs
legit.
work. Yeah, you called it like exactly.
Can you imagine the awkwardness of them going, "Oh no, we'll split it at the till," and just like the fucking the person just going, "I'm not gonna get paid enough for this."
Oh.
Or
I'm
is
sure-
it that Harry cannot reveal himself in front of the Kelpie lest the Kelpie know?
Well, I predict this from the beginning. He is an ancestor ghost here to help her train her to be the new Kelpie hunter. That is the entire point of his being.
And
Anyway.
it's very League of Shadows where she has to kill her brother at the end, or
He's
just
not a brother. It's like the cuckoo nest, but the Kelpie nest, like that. He's an insert.
well, he's like a changeling.
Yes.
Unsure where to go from that point, Jenny says that she'll get her and Simon's coffees to go, and as she goes inside, the camera pans back down to the seat across from Rachel, and Harry O'Daniels is now in it. Harry asks Rachel why she doesn't like Jenny. She says that Jenny somehow ruined the life of her best friend, though she doesn't know the details.
Somehow.
Somehow.
I mean, their parents slept with each other, but that's not the problem.
Harry asks if she minds that Jenny is hanging out with Simon. Rachel turns to see Simon, who is still leaning against the wall, hungover, head in hands, oblivious to the what the conversation that's just gone on between her and Jenny. And Rachel turns back to Harry and says, "I think Simon will be fine."
Well,
I-
Simon might
I
have
legit
stopped.
thought-
It's the unworthy sinner in the background.
I thought you were gonna turn around and just be like, she didn't even realize Simon was there until just now.
Oh, she didn't.
Until
Oh wait, what would happen if somebody sat in the same seat that Harry was sat in?
Matt, don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
Would Harry get us to move for television?
She had sex with a ghost.
Her own imagination.
Same thing.
Well, vindication.
Vindication.
I mean, I don't know whether Matt made the joke about him being imaginary, and then I think I said he was a thing of the drug trip or whatever, but
It was something along those lines, but
We-
I basically, I think I
we
pointed
pi-
out that
yeah.
nobody except Rachel had acknowledged that Harry O'Daniels existed, which is why I was just like, maybe he's actually not real and he's in her head. I don't know what episode it was. It might not have been the second or third, but it was.
It was fairly early after he was introduced, because we made a joke that like none of the
Oh, it was
parents or
one-
anything
it was
acknowledged
one
him
where
either.
Rachel and her mum were in the kitchen, and Harry O'Daniels was there, but nobody said anything about it.
Yeah. I feel like the twist would translate probably better if it was actually filmed rather than being read in Cliff Notes.
Yeah, it worked a lot better in Fight Club, but
Yeah. Because then you'd see him in the background.
Is this your ode to Fight Club, Tom?
This is actually my ode to a plot line from Hollyoaks that I stole. Where
Wow.
one of the characters in Hollyoaks was dating someone, but turns out they were schizophrenic and the person they were dating didn't actually exist.
Fuck. Well,
In both cases, probably not an accurate representation of what
No.
schizophrenia is
and
in any way.
oh, I for a moment you're on about Hollyoaks and your thing. I thought for a moment you were referring to it in Fight Club, where it ended with Jared Leto being punched in the face.
but is Jared Leto in Fight Club?
Yep.
Yeah. He's one of the Fight Club's.
Clubbers.
No, one of the clubs.
Nah.
You join the first rule of Fight Club was when you join Fight Club, you then become a Fight Club. Welcome to Fight Club.
Or on you, or over you.
The second
All
rule of
about-
Fight Club is you just
Fight over you.
Yes, fight over me. Make me feel valued.
I mean, people did with Jared Leto. Welcome to Fact versus Fiction, where we talk about Jared Leto being decked in the face.
What were you doing, Corby? You just need to get off your chair for 5
I
seconds.
bent down for my box cutter.
Oh, your box cutter, right.
I like how that's just its name now. It is the box cutter.
I mean, whenever we're on camera, you're fiddling with it.
I mean, I can't help it.
Specifically.
It's got one of those things that you slide up and down. It's great.
Oh, God, yes. Sorry, that was way too...
Oh, yes, knives!
It was more referring to the up and down
Nothing more
slide
sexual than a knife.
than the knife.
I like he tried to fake us out too by like, no, people have seen Harry. Like,
No, they haven't.
Like the
but
only
the-
time he
the
got
jig is up
called
now.
out, the only time he got called out was by Simon, but he wasn't in the room. Simon just said something, insulted him essentially, and he's the only time Harry O'Daniels ever got mentioned by
Yeah.
anyone else.
In scene 2, Simon and Jenny are hanging out in Jenny's room. Also with them
Fucking
is
hell.
returning fan favorite Jenny's laptop.
Oh, not Mike Ethan.
I was gonna say,
Jenny's got her laptop back.
fucking hell, Simon moves fast.
We haven't. Yeah, it did go from, oh hey, I know you. What are you doing in the street? We're in your room now.
Well, no, Coffee was a vital step, Tom. Don't forget that.
He saw her most important possession as well.
He's courted her with coffee. Well, she's courted him with coffee. Essentially, she's picked up a drunk man on the street, bought them coffee, and taken him back.
I mean, she does know him.
That doesn't.
But yeah, she's basically just hanging out with him while he recovers from his hangover.
Just the ordeal.
Ordeal would also work.
Hangover ordeal. Sometimes they're interchangeable,
Oh.
Some hangovers are an ordeal.
and some
It is
ordeals
only-
are hangovers.
It is only now, by the way, that Jenny asks Simon what exactly he was up to last night and how much he had to drink.
Fucking hell,
He
that's
said,
an hour and a half probably. No, we don't talk about
how,
that.
how far away do you think
I don't
Jenny
know. He's
lives?
hungover. He's probably not moving fast.
Yeah, I've never seen a
Well,
hungover
maybe-
man move
Maybe
quickly.
20 minutes.
Let's not talk about time.
I think Matt assumed they sat at the Costa.
No, he said they got him to go. It doesn't matter. This is all irrelevant.
Yes.
So Simon says that he took 4 bottles of beer out with him, and that before he went out, he, quote, downed half a bottle of red wine. He confesses that he was stressed because of the situation with his dad and Elliot. When he says that, Jenny asks what the situation with Elliot is, but Simon says it's nothing.
Sure don't sound like nothing.
Just told me there's a situation. Oh no, it's nothing. But why'd you use that word?
Oh. Jenny then changes topics and asks Simon if he's ever met Rachel's boyfriend. Simon says he has not met, quote, the infamous Harry O'Daniels.
Is he infamous? To us, he might be.
I'm gonna say to us, yes.
To us and also to Simon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jenny asks if anyone has met him, and Simon says he doesn't think so, and half the time he wonders if Rachel's just making him up. We then see what Jenny is looking at on her laptop. She has typed in side effects of drugs, but she then deletes that and
I thought you
searches
just got
for
drugs.
schizophrenia caused by drugs.
No, Simon not going. He's not going to question that. Okay.
I mean,
Hey
Simon
Google, I
can't
would like
see
to know.
what she's looking at. Simon's on the other side of the screen.
Hey Google, I would like to know the side effect of the drugs, please.
Okay, Google, what should I do if I suspect my friend's sister has taken drugs and that has led to ongoing hallucinations?
it says here if you snort the devil's lettuce that your pubes will fall out.
Yo,
Well, apparently the antidote for psychosis is kelpie blood.
Oh, they continue to hang out. Simon asks what she's doing on her laptop, and she just says schoolwork, and then closes the laptop and puts it away.
Suspicious at all.
I'm imagining her laptop is like, you know when you see iMacs with stickers on over the Apple? Instead over the sticker, over the Apple thing, instead of she's got like the 4chan logo.
Oh god, don't be a 4chan.
Stop making your waifu.
No, she'd have the Reddit logo, if anything.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't know why I earthed. 4chan is far worse than Reddit.
it is.
But it's better than 2chan.
That's not saying much.
I didn't even know there was a 2chan.
Well, it's exactly double better.
Is there a 1chan and a 3chan? How
I
many
don't
chans?
know.
If you believe.
One Punch Chan.
They continue to hang out, and Jenny suggests watching a film. She asks Simon what kind of films he likes, and he says he used to like crime thrillers, but now he's not so sure about it.
He used to like Spider-Man 1, but
The second,
someone's ruined it for him, so...
Tom, I might have said, whenever I say this, I don't think I'm ever taken out on you or on the story or anything like that at all. It's just because it comes in my head. I'm like, oh god. I feel like the second that you reveal that Simon got a secret revealed to him, he became the most cliched character in the universe.
Yeah, kind of.
Because the lines that he's spitting out feels like someone he's just written in advance. Like, oh, I can use this situation.
He's
Like,
got it on a notepad. Like, every time you say Simon Says, my brain hops to the game.
Yeah.
I have been waiting all the time for someone to make a Simon Says joke, and I'm amazed it's taken this long.
Every time in recording and in editing, I sit there and I'm like, don't say it. Don't be the one to bring it up. Don't be the one to bring it up.
Simon Says.
But yeah, no, I definitely think the same thing every time I say Simon Says.
Simon Says, don't kill people. You dumb bitch.
Don't kill people! You didn't say Simon Says.
oh, he got you there.
And that's why we're in this situation.
Everything that's gone wrong in Simon's life is because he hasn't prefaced everything he said with Simon Says.
Exactly, yeah.
But then Simon would be a person that talks in third person, which is the second worst kind of human there is.
Yeah, he'd have to become a dictator or no one would take him seriously.
Not sure what kind of dictator Simon would make. Jenny suggests watching a romantic film, to which Simon says no, to which Jenny says, romantic film it is then.
Hey.
And that
She
is
is
the end of that
determined to get to bang this drunk man.
Interested in him. I'm interested in Ben.
She had sort of a crush on Ben, but she'd also conceded, Ben's with Amy now.
For now.
I like to think it's a whole
Eyes
plot.
narrow.
I like to think there's a
You
whole
win
plot
this
because of
round.
Rachel. I like to think it's a whole plot because of Rachel. It's like she's rude to her like that one time, so it's just like, right, I'm going to break your brother's heart. Let's see.
I'm going to use your brother to get to Ben.
And the third base.
Hot Irishman will be my. I'll have my own hot Irishman. You'll see.
Speaking of nothing, I don't know why I said that. That's not a segue.
Speaking of nothing,
Scene 3.
which characters would be able to insult with speaking of nothing?
There is one. Speaking of romance, Scene 3. Elliot and Ivy are on their way to visit Mike Ethan at his house.
Oh, not to intervention again.
No, they're not on their way to another intervention. Mike
Is that what
Ethan's
they
dad-
think, or is that what they know?
Are they here to intervene in Mike Ethan's dad hunting him?
No, luckily there was an intervention, so they're clear.
Oh no.
Mike Ethan's dad, James Swift, opens the door and says, "Whatever you're selling, I'm not interested." Before he even sees who's there.
See, I'm James Swift, see, and you're not going to sell me anything.
Because
Because that
James-
name sounds it.
I was gonna say, isn't
He's
James?
a Grand National announcer from the 30s.
I was gonna say, isn't James Swift the guy from the Flex Tape advert? But no, that's Phil Swift.
That filthless cousin. Nope, the kids are too yappy. Puts
Oh,
flex
Jimmy
tape on
Swift.
I've kept this marriage together with the power of flex tape.
tape.
I wish I'd not made that connection in my head now, because that's all I can picture.
Bang, and my son is
The whole
gone.
house
That's
is
still a bang.
wrapped in flex tape.
So
To
they
show you the
explain-
power of flex tape, I sawed my son in half.
I'm just gonna mute myself.
So they explain to his dad that they're Mike Ethan's friends. Mr. Swift says that he's never heard about anything about Elliot before, so he can't be that good of a friend. To which Elliot replies, quote, "Well, you're holding a glass of wine at 11 a.m., so you can't be much of a father."
Damn!
I'd say shots fired, but now's not the time.
Because he's got some flex tape for that burn, that doesn't make any sense.
Not even flex tape can mend that broken heart.
Hey, there we go.
Absolutely. So I like to think that his wife cannot leave because all the doors are sealed with flex tape, and let's face it, it is a wonder material you cannot get out.
Thank you.
Going out? Yes, just checking the flex tapes on all the doors.
We do the tape when you get back in.
Mike Ethan's dad tells Ivy and Elliot, in no uncertain terms, to get lost and says that they can't go anywhere near his son, and he shuts the door in their faces. They start to walk away, but Ivy doubles back, telling Elliot, quote, "There's more than one way to get into Mike Ethan's house."
What? How does she know?
There's a back door.
Oh no!
Because they have a long friendship.
Yes.
Also, you joke, John, but that's literally what they do. They go around
Oh,
the side
sure,
of the house.
yeah.
and go
It's
to
just
the
that
side
simple.
door.
Just go slightly around the side. Yep, I'm not okay. Great, yeah.
We then cut to Mike Ethan in his room in a wonderful display of unsubtlety, sitting in his bedroom closet.
Oh, again.
Yep, apparently that's just a thing he does.
Has he got cushions in there? Is it soft?
Yeah. He's got some cushions down, or some coats stacked up so they act as cushions.
He's decorated it.
Quite nice.
So he's just in his. All
Yeah, he's in the closet.
Yeah.
He's gone to Narnia.
right.
How else
Mostly
will the
come at
audience
night.
know that he's
Mostly.
gay? It couldn't be good writing. That was too much to ask.
Knowing me, if I was watching this, I probably wouldn't pick up on that because it's just like not going to cross my mind as important.
Oh.
Matt, I imagine you watching this. This is the 4th episode you binged, and it's just all emotion has gone through your face. You're staring at the TV, but you're secretly looking somewhere else.
I'm
Just
staring through it and
Yeah.
wondering what I'm doing with my life.
So Elliot and Ivy walk into his room, and when Ivy asks what he's doing sitting in his cupboard, he lies saying that he's looking for his phone. He explains to them that he was grounded for stealing the vodka for the end of summer party, and asks how the two of them got in, since his dad's not letting anyone see him. Ivy explains they used the side door.
His dad doesn't know about the side door.
He's lived in this house for years, he's never seen a side door. He just thinks there's a front door and a back door. No more.
There's
Front
only
door,
two
back
doors
door,
in the
no.
house. This door is merely ornamental.
Side door? What do you mean? Sides of houses can't have doors? That doesn't make any kind of
You
sense.
say there
Get
are
out
no
of here.
sides to the house. There's only a front and a back.
Houses don't have sides. What do
Everything
you-
else is flex tape.
Oh.
The
So-
stairs are flex tape. The chairs are flex tape. The
It's
bowls
a
are
silver
flex tape.
monstrosity.
Mike
and I
Ethan is
love it.
flex tape.
Father, my cereal is stuck to the bowl again.
This is because you're weak, son. Now apologise to your mother for making you a perfectly good meal. Just points to his duct tape wife.
It's like a mummy, but instead of bandages, it's flex tape.
She got like the spatula and the pan flex tape to her hands.
Is there still a woman inside? We do not know. There's simply too much flex tape to tell.
The delicious meal is, of course, a wonderful, tasty bowl of flex tape.
Indeed, straight off the roll.
Good fibre.
Really hard to pass.
Really clings to anything else you've eaten.
And you.
Every day it's like you've had an enema just because it gets rid of everything.
Oh my god.
So the three of them catch up a bit, and then a very weird thing happens. I don't know what to make of this scene. I don't remember writing it, and I don't remember why
Were you
it's
in a
there.
flex tape fever dream? when
Is
it happened?
this the
It doesn't have anything
Cthulhu's?
to do with flex tape.
I'm gonna say, probably when Tom
inspirational.
wrote this, flex tape wasn't the big meme it was. Thanks, Jontron.
So Ivy mentions an app that Mike Ethan wanted and says that she has it on her phone, so Mike Ethan can connect her phone to his computer and get the app. But Mike Ethan doesn't have the right cable to do this. Elliot suggests using a memory stick. Mike Ethan plugs a memory stick he has into Ivy's phone, takes it out, puts Ivy's phone down. I don't know what the fuck kind of phone Ivy has that has a slot big enough for a memory stick.
It's not a phone. It's just a smaller computer. It just carries a monitor around with it.
Should we brush that under the rug and just pretend?
Do we want to dissect what the fuck that's about? 'Cause
No,
I
we'll
don't
be here for the
actually
next
know.
3 hours. Let's please move on.
Yeah, let's.
We've
let's-
riffed
let's-
enough beyond the flex tape. We need to actually duct tape
Yeah.
this podcast back together.
So Mike Ethan mentions if his dad finds the two of them here, it's going to be a bad time. So Ivy and
But
Elliot
they've
say
been
their
chatting
goodbyes.
for what?
and
20
goes.
minutes, half an hour?
They've been like
Putting
a couple
USB
minutes.
sticks where they shouldn't belong.
Just like a couple minutes. They've
Oh.
not been here long.
You
Did
said
you-
hang
How long did you think it took to do all that fapping about?
I
with
don't know.
technology?
Matt has lost all sense of time at this
Yeah,
point.
like if the house is built of flex tape, like what side? You know what? No, we're not. No, just
That's
keep
a-
going.
That's remarkable
After-
self-control.
I'm gonna say
Take
that
advantage of
is a podcast first. I think
Oh. After
Matt-
they've left, Mark.
Matt realizing his bullshit is too much sometimes,
That
and we
near-death-
should not.
that near-death experience changed him for the better? Question mark? Question mark? Exclamation mark? Question mark? I don't know.
I've got
Continue.
no toes.
What?
After they've left, Mike Ethan starts pacing around his room. He looks at the drawer where he has been keeping drugs for the past few weeks. If you
Oh, yeah,
remember, he bought drugs off Drake at the end of summer party to shut him up more than anything else, and has been keeping them there. The audience is expected to remember that detail.
Oh,
How many episodes ago is that?
That was episode 2. We're on episode 7
5
now.
episodes ago.
I,
Yeah.
I do love the fact that Drake, his career as a drug dealer, I'd sold some to this guy once because I begged him to buy it off me because I was going to cry because I was going to die. And then he came back and said, you want to buy any more? Yeah, I'm a cool-ass drug dealer. No one fucks with me. It's like, you've made one sale, haven't you? Or is it, because was it David who sold it to Rachel?
It was David who sold it to Rachel.
Yeah, he's made one sale out of pity.
I mean, they've
Then
sold
he nearly
drugs
got
before
stabbed
the
in
show
a side
started.
alley by somebody
Yeah.
who may or may not come back.
No, she's not coming back.
They find her throat cut by a Spider-Man DVD.
She's stuck in a flex stick like spiderweb on her. Fucking.
So he's looking at that drawer, and he goes over to it and he puts his hand on the handle. At that point, Ivy walks back in, having forgotten her phone. Mike Ethan lets go of the drawer, gives her a phone back, and after she's gone, he once again sits down in his closet.
Oh, poor Mike. Even.
And that is the end of scene 3. Scene 4. Rachel and Harry are walking together through the park. Rachel says she's happy they will be spending the day together, just the two of them, and Drake walks right into Rachel's path. He is not paying attention to where he's going because he has in his hands a lost dog poster, which he is looking intently at.
What? Just
Can't actually wait to see where this goes.
I'm
Okay.
going to find this dog and teach it to do evil.
Ah, yes, I needed a thrall.
you just the next scene when he's found the dog, you see the dog got him on a leash.
I need a master. It makes me feel more comfortable.
God.
That might, to be fair, that might actually be the direction he needs in his life. Anyway.
I mean, he does seem a bit I was going to say dysfunctional, lost on his own, shall we say.
Lost, like a dog.
Yeah. This poster reminds me of me.
Just imagining him looking at it like that scene in Ferris Bueller where camera's staring at the painting and it's staring back at him.
Yeah. Big woof.
Oh, very good.
Oh.
Rachel has a go at him for not looking where he's going and says, who even are you? He tells her his name is Drake and asks who she is. Rachel introduces herself and her boyfriend, Harry. Drake looks next to her and there is no one there. He looks around and still sees no one who could possibly fit that description and asks, where is he? Rachel, frustrated, says, he's right next to me. Drake asks her if she's high, which she denies, and then Drake says, "It's okay, I'm not with the police. Do you want to get high?" He then full-on confesses to being a drug dealer, and Rachel tells him to get lost.
Master
Honestly, that is the most.
speech.
Okay, so while he did tell her he's a drug dealer, that is the most reserved I think we've ever seen Drake in any
That's
scene.
actually him being somewhat not even polite, just a general person.
Somebody's
I mean,
thinking
that
about
to be
it.
fair, it's how most drug dealers do it.
Yeah.
It's like they don't
Especially
what. I'm gonna look. All the things of drugs I know about are just like going from download, and people just walk around the camping areas, just like, so you
Oh,
want to
yeah,
buy
I do.
drugs? No. Okay, see ya. Just like, the fuck just happened?
Looks down at your bottle of alcohol like,
Am I the Kelpie?
turn around and there's a pond there with some drowned people in it.
We're all
Oh,
copies in our
no.
own stories. Anyway.
Look, the 1 year we went to, well, the second year we went to download, there could have been Kelpies there. It's all I'm saying.
There is enough water to have a kelpie.
Anyway, you were saying, Tom, about this
Before-
horrific situation.
Before Drake does get lost, he holds up the lost dog poster to her and asks if she's seen the dog. She hasn't. Rachel walks away, and Drake watches her go, very confused as to the conversation he's just had. As Rachel walks away, she looks to her side, and Harry is there. Drake continues walking in the other direction.
It is concerning that Drake is not the person with the weakest mental stability in
Yeah.
this scene.
Like, what the fuck was those drugs and how long lasting are they? Wait, is this just a secret
Forever.
plot for an MK Ultra reboot? That's actually what's going on here.
Oh my god, you've twigged it. Nah.
Which is what he said about Harry and Daniels, which means it must be true.
Anything could happen.
Even MK
So Drake
Ultra.
keeps walking, and on his journey, he sees Ben also in the park, and Ben is dialing a number on his phone. Drake holds the dog poster up to his face, and then deliberately walks into Ben and apologizes, saying he wasn't looking where he was
Does
going.
Ben, like, I know he's putting a number into his phone, but how bad is Ben's peripheral vision? Like, unless he's got
Not the
phone
best,
up to
clearly.
his face. All right, Drake's back to being Drake. I see.
Oh. Also, even though Ben and Drake have met before, Ben does not recognize Drake
When did they meet?
in this scene. They met in the Back to School episode. Drake bothered him
yeah.
and Amy when they were getting lunch.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he was hitting on his missus.
Yeah.
The one he's
So Drake
the one he's
bumped
chill
into
out,
him,
not
both
bullying
the-
you or anything, Dave. Too.
both the dog poster and the phone get dropped. Ben bends down and picks up the poster and gives it back to Drake, but he does not pick up his own phone.
Why?
He asks... He's not thinking. He asks if the dog belongs to Drake, and Drake says, quote, "I'm just doing my bit to be helpful for a family who have lost their favorite pet."
Did the dog take his drugs?
Like, as in, took his drugs
Is
or
this
stole
a
his
shit
drugs?
See-
Yorkshire version
You
of
see,
Kangaroo Jack?
I don't know if it's just the way my brain works, but my brain I don't know if you had this much writing talent back then, but my brain went, is this some kind of foreshadowing?
Oh no! What did he do to that dog?
It's a drug mule. He needs to get it
What did
across the
dog
border of
do to him?
Lancashire.
You know, I know you just
Well,
says the dog
Drake
is a
and-
drug mule, and it just reminded me of that advert from back in the day, the Talk to Frank one.
That was
That had,
disturbing. Yes, that
yeah,
dog.
No, I
yeah.
know that. All my
That
brain
was
did
voiced
that
by
dog's-
David Mitchell.
Oh, shit,
Oh
yeah.
Christ, he was a drug mule dog.
All
Yeah.
my brain did when he said drug mule, my brain just went, "That's not a mule." Like, yes, brain, it's not a mule, it's a dog.
Matt just watching the news. But
I
that's
would
not a mule,
love-
it's a person.
Border control, Matt. What do you mean it's a drug mule? This is clearly a dog.
He's
We'll
kinda
know if it's a
searching.
drug mule if someone tries to bring a mule over the border. So Drake actually invites Ben on his search for this dog, but Ben declines, saying he has to go meet his girlfriend. Drake then asks, "Oh, your girlfriend, does she exist?" Which confuses Ben. Drake then concedes it's a, quote, It's a private joke between me and me.
In Drake's defense, I've had those moments.
Yeah, no, I have to.
When like something's happened to you, or you thought of a really good joke or whatever, and obviously no one else will get it, so just occasionally you chuckle to yourself.
I sit at work and have Among Us flashbacks and laugh.
As Ben and Drake keep chatting, Ben mentions his girlfriend's name is Amy. Drake picks up on that and confirms that he is indeed talking about Amy Memory. Drake asks about her and Ben, and in one of the biggest bonehead moves in the show so far, Ben tells Drake that Amy's mum ran away and that Amy is currently living alone.
How does Ben know that?
He visited
Did Amy
her.
tell him? When did Amy tell him that she'd run away? I know he visited her and Amy said that her parents weren't around. But I don't remember her saying that her mum ran away.
There was letters just everywhere.
Yeah, he found the letter from her mum.
Yeah.
You don't have an
Also,
excuse,
he's her
man. I'm
boyfriend.
sure that episode's
He
gone
knows
up.
what's going on in her life.
Yeah.
Also, Ben is just the worst. Like, I have no sympathy for this man. He's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
He has gotten worse
So,
as the show's gone on, yes.
Like, he was fine in episode 1 and he's steadily gotten worse.
I did warn you near the start. Nearly everyone in this show is either a moron or a horrible person. Sometimes both. Finding out the information that Amy lives alone is something Drake finds very interesting. Ben then says he'd better go, and he heads off to meet with Amy.
He doesn't even take
As he
his phone.
leaves, Drake picks up Ben's phone, watching him walk away and smirking to himself.
Ben's fucking stupid.
Yep.
How do you...
Ben is a sim.
Ben
Yes!
did
not
not have
him.
custody of the brain cell for this episode.
He is the sim. Does Drake notice the fucking diamond above his head turning to red? Pisses himself as he walks off.
Oh, what? I didn't think it'd gotten that bad, but sure. We'll roll with it.
Next scene and final scene for this part. Amy is at her house, sending texts to Ben that say, "Where are you?" with an interrobang on the end.
A what?
Exclamation
An
mark,
interrobang,
question
yes.
mark.
Yeah, an exclamation mark and question mark at the same time. One of my personal favourite pieces of punctuation. Anyway, Ben arrives after she sends that text, and Amy scolds him for being late and not responding to any of her texts. Ben apologizes and feels around for his phone, then realizes he must have dropped it in the park.
Did he just forget that he was texting her? Like,
Yeah.
what is wrong with
He was mid-dial when
Maybe
Drake
just
bumped into
fucking
him.
angry.
But then a
Oh,
picture of
just
a dog surprised him and he couldn't do
This,
anything.
honestly, your idiocy is making me angry, so I'm just going to be quiet.
So, after they have that sort of mini argument about Ben being late, Amy says she is ready.
Oh my.
Any guesses as to what she's ready for?
I'm too young to get
Her
married.
mother to come back.
To find out what
Not-
happened
not
to
quite.
her father.
For the next episode. I'm just like,
No,
She's ready to...
actually, no, this would be for the ad roll. So,
Does she want Ben to teach her how to cook?
She is ready to meet Ben's mother.
Oh.
Although the way she tells him that is strange.
Is it just the sentence, "I'm ready"? Because that could be
Oh,
misconstrued.
I put the dialogue exchange in the Discord chat.
Okay. Oh, we're doing a live reading.
We could. Who wants to be Amy? Who wants to be Ben?
I'll be whichever. I want to be one of these, but no one else
I'll let
wants
you
to pick.
guys do it. I'll let you guys do it.
Yeah, I guess I'll be Amy then. Who the hell's being Ben?
you know what? Fuck it, I'll do it.
Okay. No, I want to ask you something.
There's in a homework question?
As in a relationship question.
Are you asking for advice or something?
Ben, I think I'm ready.
I'm sorry?
I'm ready.
Oh, I see.
Meet your mother.
That's when the laugh track comes in.
Yeah.
Look, if there's something I nail, it's cluelessness.
Yeah.
I love the OIC, as in like I still don't get it, but I'm
I
just saying
see.
to fill the void.
I was torn between doing it that way and being like, oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Oh, aha! Yes, I totally understand what you're on about.
I understand what is happening in this situation.
Got it,
Comprende
righto.
mucho me gusta.
So Amy suggests having lunch with Ben's mother, and Ben is a little cagey at first about telling Amy where he lives. She hasn't actually been to his house
How long have
at
they
this
been
point.
dating again?
Couple weeks.
She is
Timeline,
potentially-
don't ask. It's easier to understand Steins Gate than it is this shit, believe me.
And when Amy needles him about why he's being so cagey, he confesses he feels sort of embarrassed because his house is not in as high-class an area as Amy's. This is a fabrication, really, as everywhere in Oakley is pretty damn
Yeah.
high-class.
I'm sorry, Amy, you can't come visit. I'm a peasant.
No, I'm gonna shit on areas. Valley Drive is not a great area of Oakley.
Okay.
Pour one out
hey,
for Valley Drive. I don't know where that is.
It's like a cul-de-sac.
exactly, you're entitled to. Yeah, I know. Anyway, but I will say in the competition of I have a nice house, I still have a mother. Like I think that wins, doesn't it?
Oh. Just for context, I'll say Amy, in my head, lives in the same sort of area of town where I live, a location which I'm not going to dox on the podcast, but a fairly affluent location
He lives
on one side of the valley.
Of a mountain.
Yeah. There's definitely at least probably 2 Tom Jordans in Oakley. Yeah, they definitely can't find you, mate. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And Ben
Go
lives.
on the internet and use their
To be
stuff.
fair, I've set up the thing, so if anyone's being DDoSed, it's me.
Why would it be DDoS?
I don't fucking know. People on
It's just
4chan are bored.
DDoS where you just chuck information at people to just.
We have to have more listeners to get DDoS in the first place.
DDoS is a fun, hip thing to call Adidas shoes.
Oh,
DDoS.
DDoS.
ugh.
I like it.
And Ben, in my head, lives on the other side of the valley, near Darwin Gardens, that area. And everyone else just lives miscellaneously in town somewhere.
Dotted about
It
the place.
exists.
Yeah.
Like he can just T-poses through a building as the program fails to contain him.
But in the fiction of the show, the area Ben lives is not as high class as the area where Amy lives. But Amy puts Ben's concerns to ease, telling him he's being ridiculous and she doesn't care where he's from.
I just want to follow up on what John just said with my Ethan T-posing, because he stood in his closet, so he's just got like a coat hanger in his shirt.
Okay, I got zoned out
He's
because I
hanging around.
completely missed the comment on Mike Ethan T-posing.
I'm just happened to say Mike Ethan T-posing through a building because the program's failing to contain him. It's just 'cause everyone's
And then I
saying
said he's T-posing
great.
because he stood in his closet and he's got like a coat hanger in his thing and he can't move his arms.
Oh,
Okay,
Oh.
don't worry, I'm back.
So
with it.
Ben's concerns put at ease, the two of them agree to go to Ben's house and have lunch with Ben's mum. And that is where we will leave this episode for the moment. We will come back to the finale of that episode next week. Pay no attention to the way I said that word.
it definitely wasn't the Ghostbusters.
Nah.
was it?
The finale, dear.
It
I
does
like-
sound like you lot.
Tom's
You got a little
statement.
spooked.
Tom's segment ended as it started with a mispronunciation on a word that probably shouldn't have been mispronounced
The circle
Hey,
of
keeping
life.
it consistent. It's all right.
in the alley.
Yeah. Any thoughts, theories, or predictions for where this
Is
is
there
going?
any-
Do
Point
we
at this
do we
point.
predict at this point? Because the one major prediction we made came right.
Yeah, that's scary. I'm worried about predicting this because I feel it's going to rewrite it in actuality.
Is
Like
Rachel-
any future we pick will be the future. That kind of thing of time travel. I don't want to deal with that.
Rachel's gonna go absolutely mad in the sense of insane mad because the drugs will wear off and Harry will vanish.
We'll
see.
When they wear off, she'll think she's killed Harry Daniels, or Harry Daniels will get more aggressive and she'll have to kill Harry Daniels and then try and hide an imaginary body, which would be hilarious, and I want that to be a thing.
That is
I'm not gonna lie,
amazing.
I would watch that.
God, yeah. Just the sheer acting you'd have to do to successfully hide a body. what are you burning there? Nothing. And it's like, oh, you are burning nothing. Okay, good. And
I could act
And then she
paranoid.
lives with
My
the
only
guilt
issue is
of
I'm the
killing
wrong
an
gender.
imaginary person. That's my prediction. Imaginary bodies.
I mean, there are some real ones.
Fair.
So...
Oh god, Harriet Daniels then rises from the grave when she takes the next drugs.
Necro drugs. Necro narcotics.
oh no, it's worse because it's going to be like the second triplet is going to get even worse because you have to take more to get the same effect. So it's not going to be Harry Daniels, it's going to be Daniels O'Harry. And like, no!
Wait, what was the mispronunciation I did in like episode 3 or 4 or whatever it was?
I
I
can't
got
remember.
Harriet Daniels' name wrong.
Did you call him Dario Haniels?
No, it wasn't that. I think I called him. I can't fucking remember. Anyway,
Dario Daniels.
should we move on to the anime corner?
This I'm gonna say, but then I remembered I had a bit to start this segment off.
Ooh.
Because today, gentlemen, I am talking about one of the seasonal anime. This is arguably the newest show I've come out because it aired during the fall season. And
The
this
newest show I've come out.
Yes,
Have
I've
you
come out.
emerged from this show, Tom?
I hope not. Jesus Christ. But no, I'm gonna say, so just before I go on, this fall season's been fucking full of stuff, if only because everything got delayed this year.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of shit this season for people that give a shit. We've got fucking Jujutsu Kaisen, which I still don't know what the fuck there is about that parkouring panda on the opening title. There's been there's been Moriarty the Patriot, which is Sherlock Holmes for the Black Butler fans. Because
Oh wait, okay, you're talking about a lot of stuff that has come out, not all the thing in the same show.
no,
Gotcha.
but
No,
the parkouring
no,
panda
boy.
is only in Jujutsu Kaisen.
Got you, right, okay. I was very confused.
You've ruined my bit, for fuck's sake.
Sorry.
Anyway, let me just mention the third one I also wanted to bring up. Where was it? Oh yeah, Tonikawa is the other one that I would arguably recommend. It's a show that proves that when you're hit by a truck, something other than being transported to a fantasy world will happen to you.
Death?
No,
Is the fantasy world called the emergency center?
Hospitalization.
no. Watch
Eggs.
Tonikawa or read Tonikawa. I've
Turn
heard the
into a
manga.
truck.
Do you become
You
the
get killed by a truck, you become a truck.
Werewolf.
It's like the Santa
I am waiting for that isekai, but today is not that day.
Help, he's using
I've-
words I don't understand.
I've told you about the isekai truck, right?
Yeah.
At this
Yeah.
point, it's a running gag that if you're hit by Truck Kun, you're sent to a new world. That's one for the listeners. They'll love it, I swear, if they're into their anime. Oh, the other one that came out is Nosebleed, but it's a very meh anime.
Is that just a constant note? That's all it is. Just
No, that's
seven
Noblesse,
episodes
but I
of
keep
watching
misreading
Nosebleed.
it as Nosebleed.
Oh no, I've read the
No
manga of
bless.
that. Yeah.
Noblesse, but I misread it as Nosebleed every time. And now you will too. But
So
I'm
I
talking
feel
about
like-
none of these shows today.
Yeah.
Rather than telling you the name of this, I want to just go through the events of the first anime, because if I tell you the name of this show, it's gonna fucking spoil the bit.
Okay.
Okay, so, picture this. You're in a school. Now stop me if you've heard this one before.
No.
Just all that's happening in my head is just anime.
Not every anime works in school, just 95% of them. Anyway, here, this school is for talented individuals, and again, I promise this isn't Railgun S. That will be
You're
hopefully
still
next week.
describing
I don't think I should be in
anime.
this
New
school.
drill.
Oh,
John, you will not be
John's got
censored. I'm the one with the master switch. If anything, I can just mute you.
You win this round.
What you don't realize is you're arguing with the tyrant.
I have ways.
Have you ever wondered why there's a part in the podcast you thought you'd done and it's not on there? It's not because Corby cut it. It's just that you've been muted.
Anyway, so yeah, there's this takes place in a school with supernatural children. Or
Again.
it would appear supernatural children. Now, some of these children are supernatural. There are obvious ones. There's like a very obvious like pyrokinesis user and a cryokinesis user who don't like each other. I'll give you 5 guesses why.
Oh, she stole his bag.
They're both men.
See previous answer.
He stole his bag.
And threw it at a girl. No.
It's One Small Town, the anime.
Bag and tag.
No, so there's this school full of, in air quotes, talented, because, you know, got to have an original name for all these kids. Talented school kids with all these different powers. I almost said schoolgirls. No, it's a mixed class. Yeah. We're making progress. This isn't an all-girls thing. It's definitely not Railgun, I swear.
Did you say only some of them were supernatural?
Most of them are. However, the one kid, the opening
Some of them are just big fans of the show Supernatural.
Yeah. Anyway, the protag for the first episode is shown to be one of the boys who sits at the back of the class by the name of Nano. Nanao. Nanao.
Nanao.
Now. Matt, no, stop with the Borat impressions.
When you said the boys, I instantly my mind just went, well, if it isn't the invisible cunt. That one just stuck in my head.
But yeah,
just him in a kid's classroom at the back, in the tiny desk.
Why are you here? Well, they're all supers, ain't they? They're all gonna be dicks.
So
I'm gonna bully them when they're young. They'll be scared of me when they're older. I can see no faults in this plan.
So it opens up with this. I'm gonna call him Nakajima because that's his surname, and to be honest, it's easier to pronounce than his first name. He's a boy that sits at the back of the class, and he's like a very quiet student, and most of his classmates, they seem to like give him shit because he doesn't appear to be talented. Even though he's been sent to this school, so he clearly is in some regard, but who fucking knows?
I can't draw.
Yeah.
Does he know about the circus?
Not yet. But anyway, so they're going through the motions and going through class, and they start the day, and the teacher says they have 2 new transfer students. And he introduces the first one, who's this tall, edgy-looking motherfucker with white hair called Kyoya Onodera. I'm going to call him Kyoya. He's a bit cold and he's standoffish, and people ask him, like, okay, so what's your talent? He's like, I don't have to fucking tell you.
But he's ever so handsome.
He's not that handsome. He looks like... The best way I can describe him is if Todoroki was older and looked more sleep-deprived. From My Hero Aka.
That is probably what Todoroki will look like when he's older.
Yeah. Very sleep-deprived.
Just more and more sleep-deprived as the series goes on.
Yeah.
They're still in their first year, those kids.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Jesus.
It's never going to end. It's the new One Piece for our generation. No. And the second new student they have introduced is a girl called Nana Hiragi. She comes in and she's she's one of these like overly friendly girls, and she openly admits to being a clairvoyant. She can, like, if she focuses, she can listen into people's minds and understand what they're thinking. And
I guess you would be overly friendly, then.
I think...
I thought clairvoyant means speak to the dead.
Clairvoyant's just generally, knowing things. It's just
I think they introduced her as a clairvoyant. That might be a dubbing thing, because this is on Funimation, and they take some liberties with the dub, unfortunately.
That's fine.
I've said my piece about Funimation before. They're a necessary evil.
Like Canada.
Canada's great. Don't shit on Canada.
Clairvoyant is also a Marvel comics character.
At this point...
As in, first name Claire, last name Voyant.
I hate it.
Cringe intensifies. But no. Nana gets seated next to Nakajima, and obviously, like, first day of school, tries to obviously get to know him and make some friends on school. Now, he's a bit weirded out by this, considering most people don't like talking to him.
Help.
Because of the shit that he gets, well, from part not being talented. Anyway. At this point...
Classic introvert, extrovert first meeting.
Yeah. At this point, I should...
Me your friend.
I'm going to adopt you. No.
Please, I like being on my own.
At this point, they kind of go over what they're doing at school, or what the purpose of having all the talented at this school is. And that is to... Oh, God, what do they call them?
Bitching gladiator fight?
No. They are all gathered here to prevent what is known as the enemies of humanity.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I know.
That's the Illuminati straight off the bat.
Yeah,
Whoa.
they're here to stop the Illuminati from taking over the world in a few years, and that's why they're training
You
their
that
powers
big
for.
Mike, whatever you were called, Lizard Boy, they're coming for you.
With your fucking blue shell suit.
Turquoise, Tom. Turquoise.
I'm sorry. I'm not very artistic. Please follow me on Twitter to see pictures of my Blood Bowl paintings. And paintings, I mean miniatures.
Something else.
I paint miniatures. I swear sometimes I only post pictures, but no.
Other times it's full-on videos.
They go to YouTube, but no. So, basically, it's this opening episode is basically like, you know, Nana and... I hate this because it's Nana and Nanao, and that's what it is.
Just say Nanao, you're fine.
Now.
Nana and Nanao just like getting to know each other and like...
You do this wrong, you're going to summon Batman.
Yeah.
Batman and My Chemical Romance.
I'm taking back my trophy for the best check of the podcast again.
It's fine.
Oh, nicely done, John.
Very good.
It's fine. It stuck to me because of flex tape. I'm sorry. So where were we? We were Nana and Nana now.
Batman.
They were basically like getting to know each other. So in Nana's case, somewhat unintentionally because, you know, clairvoyance.
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of like revealed that Nana now, not the boy, not the girl.
Nanao.
Yeah.
Now.
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 The here and now.
That now.
Stop it. This isn't acceptable.
That he was kind of sent to this school against his own volition. Like his dad kind of like sent him off and it was like, you're going to lead this class and lead them to greatness. And then he's just turned up and been bullied.
Did he just want his son to be special?
Yes.
Even though he wasn't special.
He wanted his son to, well, I mean, I think his dad was like a higher up or something, I think.
Pulled them strings like
Yeah.
a jazz musician.
Anyway, so they're sat, like, eating lunch or something, and, like, he's, like, fiddling with his watch, and, like, Nana's just, like, what's the watch for? And he's like, it's just something my dad gave me before he shipped me off, and he, like, clearly he's not happy about his existence. That was a very grim way of phrasing it. That's not what I meant.
Big oof.
Yeah.
I don't like being in a school. Throw me in the void.
I mean, sometimes school just be like that, okay?
True.
Anyway, so, as I say, this whole thing's about getting to know each other, and then there's a thing that's brought up at school where, apparently, hidden among the class, there is a talentless one hidden among them who is...
There's an imposter.
Yeah.
Amongst us.
Yeah. Who is working with the enemies of humanity to off the talented.
Oh no.
Should we ask the clairvoyant who it is? Should we solve this series in one fell swoop?
I have a better idea. We'll put on a dance.
I mean, she can only, like, listen into people's, like... It's only, like, surface thoughts she can hear. If it's, like, deep thoughts, she has to concentrate.
But surely, if you ask someone, are you an imposter? The top of their thought, even if they say no, is maybe yeah.
Possibly.
Look, it doesn't matter.
Anyway, so there's this whole bit of, like, everyone thinks it's na-na-na-na-na-na-na now. This bit's getting longer, I swear.
Everyone thinks it's now 64. That's what I call music.
That's what I call talentless. Everyone thinks it's the kid in the corner because obviously he's not shown any powers, and everyone, you know, gave him shit beforehand, and now they've got a good reason to. Because they think he's the imposter. And I will call him the imposter and not whatever they call him in the thing, because god damn it, this is just Among Us the anime.
Fantastic.
Also,
And then
I
there's
will
an
point out that it's like there's also him, and then there's the other like pissed off guy who I have put a picture of in the Discord, who's basically just been like, I'm not telling you what my power is,
Yeah.
and he hasn't done anything yet, so people don't know. Anyway, there's a things go by, things develop. Nana and Nanana now get to know each other a bit better. It's a bit of a weird thing where they start possibly wanting to bone each other. I don't know how old these kids are. While I say that, my apologies. Japan is weird.
Anime is just a title we can put there.
Yeah.
Anyway, while Nana's getting on with Nanaimo, the harbour city of Vancouver Island, anyway, we continue onward.
Yeah, so there's a bit going down about they're trying to, like, elect a class representative. The Pyromancer and the Cryomancer are arguing amongst themselves because they both think that they should be the leader. One with the backing of the boys, the Pyromancer, because basically he's intimidated them all into following him. And the Cryomancer with the support of 99% of the girls because he's a womanizing asshole.
Are the other girls not aware of this?
No,
Or
they all are. They still fangirl over him.
Fair.
I don't know why he fucking looks like Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh!
I know
Without
now.
the
Wow.
without the eye.
Do you want me to send you to the Shadow Realm?
Yugi boy.
Yugi boy.
boy.
Anyway, basically Nana chimes in and says we should have Nana leaders all because, you know, he came here to be a natural born leader and my god, that's what he's gonna do. Anyway, Nana doesn't want to.
Like, please stop.
Yeah,
Nana,
basically.
third imposter.
Please stop third impostering.
Yeah. She's third impostering over here. And then basically the other two end up like having like basically a 1v1 because Nana now doesn't want to and they start having this fight over who does it and it gets a bit too out of hand and just as Nana's about to be pelted by a fireball, Nana now steps in and actually protects her from the fireball with his shielding powers.
Oh.
Spoilers, he can stop other talented from using their powers. That's his
Ooh,
power
like
all along.
He's a dampener.
Yeah. And by that we do mean a downer.
Behold, I can bring my powers of depression to bear, even against your powers.
So
He's so powerful, he forms a rain cloud.
Go fireballs!
Above
I just
himself.
don't feel like it right now, mate.
so there's this whole bit where after he's like showed off his powers, he was revealed they all decide, you know what? Maybe if he can cancel out everyone's powers, maybe he should be our leader. So I think they all
It does make sense.
yeah, so they all elect him to be our leader. Him and Nana go over like just on like walking along, I don't know, somewhere in the woodland area to celebrate, and they come to like a nice like cliff bit, and they're all having a nice meeting, and it's all going well. Then Nana pushes the bastard over a cliff.
Oh.
Wait, it's Nana's the girl, right?
Yeah,
Nana pushes Nana.
Nana's the clairvoyant.
I see
Yeah.
why you said the first one, the protagonist for episode 1.
Yeah, Nana is our true protagonist, and protagonist is putting it.
Nullify gravity, you bitch.
Literally, she's just like, yeah.
Modify Newton's third law, why don't you?
And then she just basically reveals that, like, she's, air quotes, a clairvoyant and can read people's minds just because she's very good at picking up on, like, social cues and what they do.
Makes sense. Yeah.
She's
Her
just
actual
a very
power is
good at
shit.
reading people.
Does she
Her actual
reveal
power is
herself as
psychologist.
Yeah, her real power is psychology. Anyway, yeah, she throws him over a cliff, and that's the end of that.
So was Nana's power actually the shielding? Was that pushed off guys as well?
Oh no, that was his power.
That was the boy's power. The Nana doesn't actually have a power, which is why the show is called Talentless Nana, which is why I didn't want to say the name at the time.
Gotcha.
The thing.
Wait, so is she from the evils?
You are the saboteur.
Yeah, she's the imposter among them.
But is she the evils or not?
So they explain that at the start of episode 2. You see, these enemies of humanity and the whole talented bit, basically what happens with anyone who is talented, they end up going, like, losing control of their power. It's like an unavoidable thing that happens. If you're born special, you're going to lose control of that power, and then you're going to go on a fucking mass rampage. they are actually the enemies of humanity.
That's
They
why
become-
there's Carl Urban at the back
So
of
they
the class.
so they
bullying
say
him to try and
that
make him
so what they've
snap
said is they're saying they're sending the talented away to train to fight off the enemies of humanity, when in fact they are the enemies of humanity. And what they do every time they get one of these classes together is they put in a secret agent who's sent there just to off them one at a time.
Oh, that's actually
No,
not bad.
it's literally Among
So
Us.
so they
It-
don't
it-
actually become the enemies of
It's Among Us
humanity.
for the plot. It's basically Battle Royale. But
Is
with
it? No.
As Matt said, it is literally Among Us the anime.
Yeah. Because in Battle Royale, they all
They're
know
not
what's
all
going
thrown
on,
in one
and one of them
scenario
has a
to murder
spoon.
each other.
One
yeah,
doesn't-
but then there's people putting there deliberately to win it, and it's to off a certain amount of kids, and it's government sponsored. There are more links to this than you think.
Actually,
Really?
it did
Among
start
Us
with
is
two
better
new
than
transfer
Practice.
students coming into the class, which is also how Battle Royale starts.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
I was gonna say I feel like this took more cues from Among Us, but this came out in May
Yeah.
2016. So
Yeah.
the manga came out in 2016. The anime started airing in like September.
Ah, let it be right. It's fine. Anyway,
So,
I don't actually know where it goes, by the way, as I say, because it's still airing as of recording.
How many episodes in it?
I think. Hold on. How many are there on Funimation currently? If I click on this, it's not gonna play it, is it? I don't know with the Funimation player. It's kind of fucking awkward. There is currently 7 episodes available on Funimation. I thought there was more. I could have on the way. I think it's tomorrow. The next one comes out.
I do wonder what happens when you get to the last person. They've got, I don't know, fire powers, and you're just there. It's like, well, it's got to be one of us.
Oh
You know,
my
I don't know how
god,
to deal with that.
it's not Corby, it's Oblivion. It becomes that situation in Oblivion in the house where you want to kill everyone, and we get to the last person, like, hang on, if it's not me, then it means it's, oh god!
Yeah, but then they've got their own personal flamethrower. I don't understand how you deal with that at that
Actually,
point.
it's off.
Also, to be fair, the staff at the school are also in on this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because they obviously just left them in a room together.
The
sort
teachers
out
and all
yourself,
the
fine.
faculty know why the school was set up, to off the talented. And as I say, so basically this, from episode 2 onwards, this show is about Nana trying to off everyone else and not get caught.
I like it.
And she does a very bad job sometimes. Holy shit.
How do you hide the fact that she went for a walk with this guy alone and came back and just went, I don't know.
So you know that other character, the one I put in the Discord?
Yes.
Yeah.
He seems to be the only other person here with some fucking brain cells and actually questions her about that.
Does he bring it up?
Yeah.
Where is our class president?
Well, I mean, obviously he doesn't come into school the next day because he got pushed off a cliff. So
Well, yeah.
everyone's like, where is he? And everyone just assumes, oh, he's taking a sick day or something. I don't know. Because they're like, he's not in like the next day. It's like, I mean, weirder shit happens. But the like 3 or 4 days later when he doesn't return, and during that time another one goes missing, by the way. She
She
drowns him.
Having a
I'm
lot
not-
of sick days.
She drowns him. It's not pretty.
I used to make jokes like when someone didn't come into school, it's like, oh, maybe they're dead. The awkward moment when it turns out to be true.
Well, so during the second episode where it's actually revealed that Nana's actually the one that sent off these, and then she comes across the one person that arguably could have stopped her, who has the power to travel into the past. And she's like, well, need to get rid of you fucking soon.
You do seem like a danger. Here, have this bowl of water. Drown.
You
No.
did mention that she's violently pink.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she's got pink hair, so that's a natural don't fuck with. If you know Gas Ice taught me anything, don't mess with pink-haired girls. Anyway, yeah, so she comes across the guy with the time travel powers, and she's like, well, now what the fuck do I do? And then she, as he's like, basically the way his time travel power works is he can jump back in time. However, it like really like exhausts him, and if he makes eye contact with someone else while he's in the past, he comes back to present time. Is how his.
That's a shit power.
Is it?
I mean, if he's
Goes
stealthy, it
before.
works, and he, as I say, he manages to actually like follow them up to a point where like
Wait.
he sees him and her stood on the cliff, but he doesn't see her push him off because she sees him behind her. Because obviously she's on alert on this shit because you know.
So
Sent
she
here to kill
already is
everyone.
so she's already aware that she's seen him in the past.
No, he goes back in time, and there's literally a bit where she stood there. It's like, okay, past me. I really hope you see this man in the woods.
But how? I'm confused. How is she seeing this?
She does. I mean, it's time travel. Don't fucking question it, Matt. You're asking the
Okay.
wrong questions about the wrong thing.
One
I'm
quick
asking
thing.
about time, which we've established I should.
Time is a
I
Mobius
missed-
strip.
I
Don't
missed
ask
like
questions.
one sentence of how his power works, and I'm confused as shit. He can go back. So he can go back in time.
Yeah.
But what's the caveat?
When he first get there, he's like completely fucking physically exhausted because it takes a lot
Right.
of effort. And if he makes eye contact with someone else, he immediately comes back to the present.
Right.
Does he go like back
Blindfold.
into his own body, or is there like two of him walking around when he goes back in time?
I mean, they don't explain that, Tom, because they off him
Again,
that
Tom,
during
we're
the
going
episode.
into time. We should not.
He's not around long enough for them to explain these things that you're asking me,
I just don't
people.
know if it's Back to the Future rules or About Time rules.
I think it's Back to the Future rules, because it doesn't imply that he goes back to himself.
Can we just say yes and leave it at that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
who's the next one who gets shook?
I was just wanting to explain how she offs him. So you know when I says like he gets like incredibly like exhausted and like has to stand for a moment to catch his breath and shit when he time travels. So during class the day before all this shit goes down, they're having like some kind of trial like over a river, and he makes a big deal about the fact that he can't swim.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, and then what happens? So yeah, and then like during that exercise, the cryomancer just like freezes all the river over. She does some trial runs as well. She's just like, so you can freeze anything, right? Of course I can. Can you freeze me? No. So he can freeze like normal things, but he can't freeze people or living objects. I think is how it's explained. Anyway, he freezes like the river over because he's like, this like climbing on the log thing to cross the river is pointless. I can just do this, and he like freezes the river over.
Yeah.
So later on in the thing, she convinces the time traveler. She leads him to a spot in the thing they reveal is like, because the thing's still frozen, she's just somehow, don't ask me how, she's covered like the whole bit of the river where they were standing with dirt. I don't know.
Time.
Yeah. She goes out like early in the morning on a weekend, and then this happens at night, so I'm assuming it's literally all she spends her day doing, and no one has questioned why she's covering the river in dirt.
Gotta have a hobby.
That
Which would
would
be
probably
crazy.
be her answer. And I hate that that's probably how they would explain this away. It bothers me that how stupid some of these people in this show are. Or the only two people with brain cells is the one doing the murder and the other guy who actually makes an effort to catch her.
So I know you said she drowned him.
Yeah.
Can I take a stab and say she traps him under the ice?
I mean, yeah. Well, when he goes back in time, he goes back in time to where he's currently stood.
Yeah.
So he goes back in time to before he throws it over, can't swim, drowns, and then gets stuck under the ice.
Yeah.
And they don't find him.
That's as long as they never go back to the log river that's oh, but there's dirt.
Yeah, she covered it in dirt.
She buried the corpse on ice.
Yeah.
Corpse on Ice. Fun
The
show
musical.
for all the family.
Great metal band.
Meanwhile, this other kid with the white hair that I've put in Discord, that's them, yeah, that's the main girl. That's the guy that died in the first episode on the right, and there's the pissed off one with the other set of brain cells.
Oh, I'm so glad the one on the right died.
There is also a tortoiseshell cat in this
God.
picture.
The cat is
Can
important.
I just say, Tom, that I hate them all? I want to punch them all.
That's fine. As I said, there is no good people in this show.
Especially the one on the right. He has such a punchable face.
I mean, as I said, he was bullied
Dead.
by the others. He
I
does
can
have a
see
punchable
why.
face.
I would want him as my
understand it.
leader.
I mean, yeah, but you can cancel out your powers, so fuck
Well,
you.
not anymore, he's dead.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of, the one on the left actually discovers that the one on the right is dead. And you want to know how? Because he stood on because obviously he's sus of Nana. Because he was like, well, you two are getting awfully close. And then you two went away after we elected them, and only you came back. And she's like, I need to watch out for this one. This one's dangerous.
This is the guy who's not telling anyone what his power is,
Yeah.
and we don't know it yet, right?
Spoilers, it shows off on episode 3.
Is it that he's talentless?
No. He's
Is
immortal.
it that
She's gonna have a bad time with that one. They make a point where he calls her over to his room to like just talk about the things. It's basically like an interrogation where they play mind games with each other. But there's like weird signs around the place, like there's like use by labels on the food, which is for unopened food, and then there's like he's still got like trash in his room, and like does that not? Well, she makes a point as like, does the smell not put you off? And he's like, eh. It showed off that it's inferred that he can't actually smell things. Nothing to do with his immortality. That's just a thing that's wrong with him. He's nose blind. So she tries to kill him in a gas fire.
Point to try.
The gas isn't good enough. Ignite it.
So
this is the bloody Ice Boy and Fireboy. Jesus.
Shit Pegasus,
I hate them.
that image?
Guy?
Yeah, that's a guy.
Man.
That looks nothing like Pegasus.
That image has.
That's young Pegasus. Don't argue with me. That's Pegasus when he wasn't about 69. And making a card game. Based on the Egyptians. But yeah. So yeah, as I say, that cat in the back, like, he goes, like, out to, like, one of the old storage sheds where there's, like, an old, like, gas hob, and they, like, warmed up some milk for that cat. So, obviously, Nana does the good thing of, like, saves the cat before she sets up this gas fire trap for him.
Who warms up milk on a gas fire?
I mean, there's nothing else around it. He buys it out of a vending machine.
What's wrong with cold milk?
I mean, he's trying to
Would it
treat
be
this
room
cat well,
temperature?
damn it,
You,
man.
you actually shouldn't give milk to cats. It's very bad for them.
Unless it's specifically cat milk. But yeah, as I say, she tries to kill him in a gas fire, and that's when she works out, like, she like comes around the corner pretending to be surprised, and she like yells his name out during the fire, and then as she turns to leave, he grabs her by the ankle and he's like, "How did you know it was me in the fire?" She's just like, "For fuck's sake!"
Oh God!
You know what? Fair cop.
And then there's like a moment.
Is he fully burned up, or does he just look normal?
He does like have the like horrific burns, but he does like regen them, as I say, because he's immortal. And now he's like, okay, oh right. Then he's like, all right. And hypothetically, you are a clairvoyant, so I'll throw you a bone and say that you could have heard my thoughts during the gas fire explosion. And I'm like, I know you have to consider all angles, but I don't. That's the thing with this show. Because everything's filmed from Nana's perspective, I can't tell whether it's incredibly obvious that because she's setting all of this up and everyone else is just dumb, or whether he genuinely has to consider all the aspects of it. Because I see a lot of people putting comments on like the episodes, and it's like, why is everyone in this show dumb? Most of them are.
Is it one of those things where if you were watching, you'll watch like a horror movie and they do something dumb and you're literally like, why?
In theory, yes, but I was sat thinking, if we were watching this from his perspective and this happened, would we know that it was Nana that was trying to do all the murders?
Oh, that's an interesting.
Well, she did just walk away, didn't she?
I mean, like, she basically, like, she set the thing up because she sussed that he goes to feed this cat at the same time every day. And she set up, like, the thing filled the room with gas, and so just when he put on the thing to warm the milk up, it basically sparked and exploded. And then basically, like, she, like, stood, like, around the, like, out of sight, looking at this, and then she, like, feigned running over and discovering the body. She tried to do a self-report, but the body wasn't dead. Is what happened. To put it in Among Us terms, yeah, she tried to self-report this, and the guy wasn't dead. And it's like, okay, now I need to start panicking.
Didn't remove enough of his top half.
He's like, okay, since in theory you're a clairvoyant, and I'll give you this one, I'm gonna think of my one thing that can kill me right now. And
Nice.
just so it's between me and you. And so he's just stood there, just on the floor staring at her. And he's like, and there's just this awkward moment of silence of them just staring at each other. And then she's like, cool, thanks for sharing that with me. She's no idea. So it just becomes...
Surely, if he was, he must be an idiot, because then he could just look at it and go, okay, well, what was it?
Well, he asked her to keep it a secret, obviously. Because if she tells anyone else, it's like when you pair up to try and form like an alibi for each other. He's trying to do that while at the same time trying to convict her.
Gotcha. Right.
Which 95% of the time does lead to you being shanked. Also, that picture is of her just as she's pushed the other kid off the cliff.
Yeah.
As she's
Oh my
explaining.
God.
Yeah, she does look a bit more like a murderer in this photo than the other one.
She looks slightly conflicted about the murder.
I mean, she's doing what she has to. She's been sent in by the government.
I've been sent in to shank you all.
I mean, she did, as I say, literally just push a kid off a cliff and in that picture.
It'd be nice if the government could have told her, oh yeah, there's an immortal kid. Fucking deal with it, nerd.
Well, they have like a database, but they don't have everything they need because she's like flicking through it on her phone, and then she gets to him, and they have nothing on him.
They ran out of room on their Excel spreadsheet.
That and there's them theory that like while they're there, their powers can adapt. So there's this like one healer girl, and people are well, Nana in particular is worried that she might like turn the healing into necromancy and talk to one of the other dead people.
Yeah.
And then
Just
it
go
just
too
revealed
far
that there's a
there,
necromancer among them anyway, and then she starts panicking again.
Wait, there's a necromancer?
Yeah, there's a necromancer. She's a fucking psycho.
Necromancer, if you
That's
want
gonna
to
happen, you-
rule, we can bring your friends to life.
Thank you for the musical number.
It's very, very good.
Friends don't dance, we'll make them fucking dance because they're dead friends.
Because they're dead friends of mine.
Undead Friends. It's a 90s sitcom. It's just friends, but they're undead.
I'd
I
watch it.
watched that. Probably
So no
better
one told you
than-
the afterlife was
Some
going to be
decent
this way.
slapstick humor for being
I can-
undead
I
as
can-
well.
I can see Joey with like the Frankenstein bolts through his neck.
Oh yeah.
Ross would definitely have the Dracula cape collar.
God, he wouldn't. I'd hate to. Well, actually, I don't think it's possible. Anyway.
But yeah,
Chandler's the Wolfman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen Friends.
I think I've watched one episode.
I can see Chandler
Anyway,
as a
that's not
wolfman.
important.
Anyway, continue.
I mean, I don't know how much I can continue because without going into other episodes. I mean, I can go through like a list of some of the other people's powers. There's a girl that's shown to have mild teleportation powers. She can blip from here to there.
Just say what counts as
Mild teleportation.
She gets a
5
bit hot
inches.
when she's finished. Like, teleporting,
2.5
she's gotta
chilies.
Kick her feet off. Whoa, bit hot.
There's a girl that's known to like be able to poison people, but that she's counteracted that by having a need to eat snakes and frogs in order to keep that going.
Couldn't she just have him bite her?
No, she's got to eat them, Matt. That's not the way that's not the way the poison ninja. That's me doing a bit. That's not actually in the thing, unless it is. In which case, what the fuck did I just predict?
That's your call for the rest of the show.
Episode 4 and 5 center around a guy that, in his sleep, he can take. So he sleeps with like a camera. You know the ones that like you press the button and the film comes out.
Oh God, can you tell it focus
Oh,
on
yeah.
his dreams or something like that?
No, he gets 5 photos a night of the future.
Oh.
And he does actually confront Nana about this. He's like, so Nana, the fuck is this about you trying to strangle me in the gym, in one of the storage cupboards?
Well,
She's
know.
like, fuck.
I was reaching for a dodgeball, and you
know
happened to
how
be
you want to
in
live
front
out
of
that
me.
kink of yours.
I can tell you in this gym cupboard.
Follow me to the gym cupboard, and I'll show you what I'm doing.
It's an
That must be
advanced
terrible for that
facade.
guy, though, because he must know that at some point he's going to be in the gym cupboard, and she's going to strangle him.
I'm going to that fucking gym.
Well,
It's
he
not
ha-
gonna be a
as I
fat
say,
motherfucker
he gets 5 photos a night, and then there is, well, this is part of Nana's master plan to confuse him because there's a photo also in his collection of like her tied up with a rope thingy around her neck in, I hate to say a sexy way, but that's definitely like the angle she was going for. So
So she was implying he was into it.
yeah.
Again,
No, but
Thinking.
no, but that's her like tied up, looking dead in the cupboard,
Yeah.
like
Right.
thingy. So it looks, in his mind, it looks like she's tried to strangle him. He's fought back and won. When in reality, Nana's taken that selfie the night before and swapped it out with one of the other pictures. So it's basically her doing the long con.
I'd still be more wary about all this, not just wake up and cool, I killed a girl. All right, then it's like I'd be more.
Guess I'll
Because
continue
there's
with
a-
my
there's
day
a whole
and
thing where,
expect
like,
that to happen
because-
at some point.
There's a whole thing they make out because he's had these for a while, and obviously when he takes the pictures, obviously he's tried in the past to change them, and then no matter what he does, whatever happens in the picture happens. So in his mind, he's got that once it appears in his pictures, it's fate and it can't be changed and it's absolute.
So he's got the image of her trying to strangle him, and then she's put in the image of her being hung.
Yeah,
So he thinks he's gonna win.
Yeah.
False sense of security, Nana. You're dead. You
yeah.
bastard.
Meanwhile, Nana's just out here with her
I
poison
strangle you with my
needles.
strong lady hands.
You've got a really unfortunate selection of people to have to kill with talents and powers. Because why not just get the guy? I don't know, maybe the guy can control snails or something like that. No, you get the precog,
no.
you get the immortal, you get fire and ice, you get teleportation and time travel. Good luck, you nerd. And I just I don't know.
I mean, as I said, the idea behind
I
this
know they
school was
don't
to
know.
put
I
all
know.
the good ones together to fight against the enemies of humanity. As I
I'd
say,
double
we've got a
that, but
necromancer as well. What else have we got? I'm just reading off the
Yeah,
list.
necromancer. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Blah, blah,
The bloke who can control shoelaces was at a different school.
Barry, the anti-stab man. Are we just going to get some ridiculous?
As I said, there was the girl who has to eat frozen snakes. She has poisonous saliva.
Oh, Frozen's more
But don't kiss her.
Yeah. But that's the dream cameraman. That's the necromancer.
Supernatural?
That one, his talent's not even mentioned. That one's just written that he's offed. Okay, good.
This bloke's just dead.
He might explode
The
into.
guy in the street.
Oh, there's discount accelerator. There's a guy who can control air currents and wind pressure.
Right.
It's like accelerator but shit, and there'll be more on accelerator next week. Stay tuned for Railgun S. It's really fucking good.
Well, the week after next week, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next fiction.
Next fiction week.
Okay, and that one's also kind of bullshit. Just reading that, his talent allows him to transform any living creature.
Oh,
Yeah, that's pretty...
wow.
Oh, him to transform into any living creature.
Oh, shapeshifter.
So he's
Right.
basically a
Yeah.
druid.
Oh, I thought that's what you said. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a druid.
Here you go.
He's
Kill
an
a bear.
animorph.
Oh shit! Oh shit! I'm spoiling that for myself, but I'm just gonna put that in as a bit. It says he survived on the island for 5 years by pretending to be animals.
That's genius. Just fuck off and just pretend to be a fucking badger or
It's
something.
glad that the person who can control snails isn't here.
He is the rabid homeless man that lives on this island that people think they see.
I love that. That's great. Because you could be as a shapeshifter. Just turn to a hawk and piss off somewhere. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Just turn into a little tiny bug. No one knows where you are.
Anyway, I also wanted to look up where this was, or what anime company made this, and who published it. So this is serialized by Square Enix. Yes, that's Square Enix.
Really? That's Square Enix?
Yeah, they have their own Shonen monthly segment.
Oh no.
Square
That
Enix
explains a lot.
Square Enix is big in Japan,
I was gonna say,
Yes.
the juice definitely
and
been part
the
of
company that made this is a.
Tom, did Square Enix help make Valkyria Chronicles?
I think they published it, but I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, no, that was Sega.
That was. Oh no, you're right. That was
I
Sega.
keep forgetting Sega's still doing stuff.
Yeah, arguably, like their biggest thing, which they're known for, is not their best thing.
Yeah, I know. I do love all the references they get in all the Yakuza games, though. It's great.
I have a point to make about Yakuza, but I just want to bring up the company that made this. So this anime was produced by a studio called Bridge. Now, their works for television series are not long, but there is a big one listed in here. Tell me, have y'all heard of Fairy Tail?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's fairly
I
big.
like Fairy Tail.
I hate to be
I
that
do.
guy. It's mid.
Yeah, I like
You're
it.
mid.
You are the anime
I know I am
nerd.
mid.
Yeah, Corby, you're mid.
But they didn't do. According to this, it says they made episodes 176 through to 328. So they didn't even
Well, I
start.
haven't seen those episodes.
Yeah,
How
but they
many
made a lot.
fucking episodes are there?
A lot.
A lot. It's an
Fairy
anime.
Tail ran on for a long ass time.
Yeah, I've only seen like the first 50 or something. But it's got a good soundtrack.
Other things they made just for people at home that may or may not know slightly more about anime than I do. They made the anime for Devil Survivor 2, which is a anime based off a video game for the DS. They made The Royal Tutor, which was a show about a Shotokan teaching 4 princes not to be dickheads. And wow, okay. They made Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens, the latest version of the latest Yu-Gi-Oh!
No.
Anime.
Can I understand Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s if I haven't seen Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh's 1
1s
through
through
6?
6s?
No.
The hair gets worse. I don't know how it gets worse. It just keeps on.
They prefaced the Yu-Gi-Oh! One by making Card Fight Vanguard.
To be fair, they made a card fighting game, like a card fighting anime beforehand. If I was going to do a fucking bit of a series of Yu-Gi-Oh, you'd want to make sure you at least do a test base for card fighting anime, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Can't blame them. I'm just talking nonsense at this point.
Yeah, other than that, there's not a lot of like well-known shit here. It's like literally the Wikipedia page is like they were founded in 2007 by former staff from Sunrise. What did they make? They had a lot of teams and they made a lot of Mobile Suit Gundams. Holy shit. And Love Live School Idol Festival All-Stars.
Fair enough.
They didn't even make the original. Never mind. I've watched Love Live. It was meh.
Fair enough.
It's no Zombieland saga.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I just wanted to bring up when we mentioned about Sega in Yakuza. So
Yeah.
people have been asking to I'm forgetting his name. What's the pro tag from?
Oh, I've heard of this. Kazuma Kiryu.
Yeah, Kazuma Kiryu. People have been asking him to be put in fighting games, and the producer of Yakuza has gone on record saying he doesn't want Kiryu in fighting games because he doesn't want Kiryu to be seen hitting women because that would not be how he does things.
Kiryu has only ever hit one person who's technically a woman. He hit a little girl because she was being stupid. Majima would fucking hit a woman.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But Majima's fucking.
Majima would fucking.
We don't talk about
Majima would hit
Majima.
anyone. He just wants to fight.
Yeah.
And he appears in the most weird places where you would never expect him.
Yes. Which is why he's perfect for a fighting game. The Majima Everywhere system transformed into a fighting game with a stealth mechanic because he's under a traffic cone would be beautiful.
Kiryu-chan!
You heard it here first. Majima for Smash.
Well, because he's probably the more fun character to play anyway. He's got a fucking knife and a baseball bat
He's
and an
more
eye
likely
patch.
to go in there than Waluigi.
Oh.
Rip Waluigi.
Sad war noises.
He just turns up in a Waluigi disguise. Because Majima keeps turning up all the disguises. Just to fuck with people.
Don't be the best like reveal thing. Is they
No,
think it's
it's
someone else
Waluigi
and then they
standing up.
undress and it's just Majima from Yakuza.
That was great.
Kiryu-chan.
And then everyone else is like, there's no Kiryu here.
And that's my problem. That's why I'm going to kill you all, because he's not here.
Anyway, Talentless Nana. It's alright.
Okay.
7 out of
What
10.
you-
Sausage
Why is
octopi.
7 out of 10 your all-right
It
rating?
does seem to be.
Because I get more enjoyment out of it than disappointment.
I mean, isn't a 5 the halfway mark, though?
I mean, yes, but like 5 is. All right, I'll meet you halfway. I'll give it a 6. I'll give it a 6.
Does it get a
By Matt, the
full
non-anime
level?
watcher.
It does. It only bothers Matt because he wants a fucking thesis on the
Everything's
time
a
travel
7.
mechanics when someone is fucking being written out after one episode. Not everything's a 7. I've only done 7 reviews and only 4 of them have been 7s.
Matt, he's not Pegasus. He's not hot enough.
Not more than 7 reviews, surely.
2 were a 9. I gave Punchline an 8.
And we're forgetting, of course, that some of them will have had the esteemed pork knuckle as well,
Oh yes, indeed.
Oh yeah.
which we still have not yet to gather. To the
This is a like 6.5 with a caveat that it's still airing and it might end really fucking badly.
It's a waiting pork knuckle for when it's done.
Pork knuckle
That's
impending.
waiting- yeah.
Your pork
waiting
knuckle is
pork knuckle.
pending.
Anyway, yeah. I'm still working my way through Railgun S. I'm nearly done, and I plan to cover both it and Index next thing because the events take place at they cover the same thing from different angles.
Right.
The sister arc is a thing to behold.
We'll try and give you a bit more time for that one then.
Please do.
Okay.
Well, Tom's only got 3
Right.
scenes to cover from what we've covered tonight.
Yeah, it's correct.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Get
'Cause I
ready.
thought
Get ready for
Scene
the
5
railgun.
from this episode worked better as like a full stop to the first half
Yeah.
than it did an opening
No, of course. Yeah, you've got to go
to
with
the
the
next half. And it was very short.
I'm ready.
Shall we wrap up there then? That's
Indeed.
Yes.
for this week. So,
Either Matt or
any-
John, please
Pluggables.
plug the podcast.
Well, for anyone who doesn't know, we do have a Twitter. You can find us at F versus F official. Those Fs being big capital Fs with pointy
Big
Fs on them.
Fs.
Capital F, like the F in Falcon Punch.
Exactly that.
I'm determined to
where you-
find something at every episode that has a different capital F in it. So
So-
far, I've only found Falcon Punch and fuck.
Follow us there.
That's all
and
you
you'll
need.
Follow us there. You'll get updates when the pods go live. With a link to the YouTube one, and obviously
We
they'll be
probably
live
should
on
start
Podbean.
linking the iTunes and the Spotify
No,
ones.
because it takes up character limit.
I mean, you can do
disgusting.
like add it. You can compose 2 tweets at once.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
There's I don't know if it's like you can start typing the tweet out and then underneath where you're typing the tweet there's a plus thing and it lets you start a second tweet which will be
Huh.
connected to the first one.
That's
A
just too
thread.
much.
Should've just pressed that
That's
plus
what the
button.
kids call them. Thank you, Tom.
Anyway, Corby and the Tom.
The Corby and
Sounds
the
like
Tom.
a really weird police duo. Corby and the Tom.
I
And
was,
the reason-
Brain got wrong.
I was thinking, yeah, Pinky in the Brain, but
Pinky in the
shit.
Thinking of it, yeah.
The reason we both know so much about Twitter is because we both have one.
We do.
Mine is at Random Jot. Follow me for Bake Off live tweets.
Pretty much, yep.
And I also have a
Good.
YouTube channel, which is Tom H. Jordan, where I make sort of skits and vlogs and stuff.
Cool.
Over
Well,
over to you, Corby.
I thought no, yeah, I was about to start, and then I realized that you can also have a comic thing to plug that you're not working on.
Yeah. I was thinking I'd probably stop playing that because I'm not really doing updates on it anymore.
People can still read them.
But people can still read comics that I've made on Random Jot Comics on Facebook. I've done 4 comics. They're all set in the same universe. They're all about superheroes and stuff, and you can read them for free there.
Were they also on Instagram, or did I imagine that?
I put 2 of them on Instagram, but then I stopped because of Instagram. The aspect ratio doesn't work.
Get that perfectly cropped image.
Capitalist bastards.
Oh, I
Anyway,
also have them on YouTube. You can watch them as motion comics.
and soon as fan dubs. I'm not promising anything.
I promise my voice to them.
Anyway, y'all can find me on YouTube and Twitter at Gaius Nix. That's Guias. Can't fucking spell my own username. Yeah, Gaius Nix, MYX. I don't know how you'd spell that. Like the Greek goddess of the night, except, you know, a lot
I
less.
thought you resembled someone familiar.
Look, we don't talk about that here. And you can also find me over there on Twitch, but you there needs to on Twitch there's an underscore between the 2 names, so you can follow me there for weeb shit. As of right now, I will be starting up Higurashi again. I put one episode up in October and then was like, you know what? I'm nearly done with Steins Gate, so it'll carry on once that's done. And there may also be me playing a JRPG in the works. I've not decided which one yet, but I'm thinking Cold Steel.
Ooh, Cold Steel.
Trails of Cold Steel. Trials? I don't know.
Get your hat.
And
It's cold.
links for all of those socials will be in the description.
Provided I've done my job
Well.
right, yes.
Ooh.
And there's end cards. At least the
John.
YouTube channels will be end
Yes.
cards.
Do you want to take us out for a nice seafood dinner?
but I'll never call you again, Matt. And I like
Calamari.
you. Anyway, right.
It's all-
My real or fake proverb for this week. You have 10 seconds to decipher this. Leave it to Batman.
Oh, fuck.
See, I want to believe that this is one you've
Oh.
made up just because we brought Batman up during the bit. But at the same time, it could also be something that was written into the
It
Batman
seems like-
comics.
Hmm.
You know what?
I'm gonna
I will
say
say yes.
If Matt
fake.
says yes, I'm going to say no. It's fake. I'm not siding with Matt. Fuck that shit. I know how
'Cause I
that
was-
works out.
So Tom
Yeah.
said it's fake, Matt said it's real.
And I said it's
Oh,
fake as well.
Okay. It is real.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Oh,
I told you, Matt's cursed someone else. It's a Filipino proverb, but it basically says some problems require something superhuman to solve. So it's just like if they can't do
Honestly,
it, leave it to
I
Batman.
would have thought it would have made sense to be a Turkish proverb because they actually do have a city called Batman.
Oh,
Huh.
leave it to the city over there.
Yeah, leave it to the city of
It'll
Batman
solve
to
it.
solve.
It's their problem now.
It's their problem now.
I wonder if there's ever been a comic where Batman's gone to Batman.
There probably is.
Yes.